Hello friends, and welcome to today's lecture on organization structure. I am Dr. Swapna Pillai, Professor, Department of Commerce. Before looking at organization structure, let us try to first understand what is organization. Organization is a foundation upon which the whole structure of the management is built. Organization distributes various activities into different segments and assigns duties and responsibilities to every individual working in that segment and ensures that the predetermined objectives and goals of the organization is achieved within the specified time period. Now, organization structure basically looks at the determination and assignment of duties to the people, and it also maintains a authority relationships, a duty authority relationships among various segments of the organization. As we all know that duties and responsibilities, they flow from top level to the middle level to the bottom level. Responsibilities are assigned to various sections, and accordingly the information is also passed on from one level to the other level and the lowest level, and it is ensured that whatever duty is assigned to every individual is performed in a timely manner. The topic of today's lecture is organization structure. The topics that we are going to cover today are the definition, the meaning of organization structure, the characteristics, and what are the factors that constitute the organization structure. Let us first look at the definitions which is given by various eminent scholars. According to Peter F. Drucker, organization structure is an indispensable means, and the wrong structure will seriously impair business performance and may even destroy it. Now, what is indispensable? Indispensable means without which an organization cannot exist, it cannot succeed. And if there is a flaw in the organization structure, the performance will be impaired and success will not be achieved. The objectives will not be achieved. According to Henry Albert, organization structure is a framework within which the managerial and operating tasks are performed. As I told earlier, a structure is where the duties and responsibilities are assigned, and accordingly the work is coordinated in order to achieve the desired goals. In another definition, it reads, a system which is used to define a hierarchy within an organization. It identifies each job, its function, and where it reports to within the organization. So, if there is an authority responsibility relationship, one will be a boss and the other one will be a manager and the other one will be a worker. So, each one knows how the communication will flow, the duties will be assigned, the responsibilities will be allocated, and accordingly each one will be able to report to their successive superiors. And the authority responsibility relationship will ensure that the work is completed in a stipulated period of time. Coming to characteristics. Now, when we talk about organization structure, it is an arrangement of people working for an organization. So every organization have got their number of employees, and every organization have got their own structure. It establishes positions or persons and the relationship between the positions. It provides a framework for authority, responsibility, relationships. And when we talk of organization structure, it is always displayed in a chart. Looking at a chart, it is easily identifiable as to who is at the top of the hierarchy and who is at the lower end of the hierarchy. Now, organization structure basically has two dimensions. One is vertical and the other is horizontal. When we talk of vertical dimensions, basically it displays the hierarchy of authority, who is at the top of the level enjoying the highest authority, then this middle level and the lower level. And when we talk of horizontal, that basically displays the departments. So all the departments are placed at the same level, and there would be a position equivalent in all the departments. For example, a manager, finance department may also have a manager, HR department may also have a manager, logistic departments may also have a manager. So the managers of 3 departments. So if you have to display this in an organization structure, this would be called as the horizontal dimension. There is another type of organization structure which we may call it as formal as well as informal. Now, a formal organized structure clearly defines the roles that every individual has to play. Informal structure also is designed to achieve the desired goal, but maybe because of the lesser number of employees, the structure may not be so clearly distributed among the various levels. But both these structures are framed to achieve the overall objectives of the organization. Now, let us look at the third aspect, that is factors which influence the organization structure. The first aspect is size of the unit. Now, size of the unit means the size or the scale of the operation. Now, the business may be small, the business may be medium, the business may be large. If the business is large, there would be larger use of technology, and technology again determines, the type of organization. The organization where the less technology is used, we may say the size is comparatively small, and if the size is comparatively small, then we may say that the organization structure may not be so big. So larger the size, larger would be the organization structure, because the number of employees employed in an organization which is large may be in big number, and therefore the authority responsibility relationship has to be clearly defined. So the larger the size of the unit, the more intricately designed the organization structure has to be. Nature of the organization also determines the size. For example, if it is a consumer goods industry, then it has to have more of authority responsibility relationship, because consumer goods industry, or we can say call it as a FMCG industry, that industry where large production is carried out, in those industries we need to have a better authority responsibility relationship, and for that there has to be a clearly defined organization structure. Another factor which influences organization structure is job design. Now, job design basically is, when we talk of job design is undertaken by the top brass, that is the top level. That is the first managerial decision that when we talk about organization structure. who is going to decide the organization structure? So it is the top brass, the people who are sitting at the higher level, the top level, who design the job and who design or who basically decide who will be assigned what responsibility and what duty. Now, when we talk of job design, again here also the same thing comes up, that if you have a proper job design, the organization structure gets simplified and that makes the work execution more easy. Another factor is grouping of activities. Now, when we talk of job design means distribution of activities according to a particular group. Each group means each department. For example, finance department people will look at the finances, marketing department people will look at the marketing. So each group is, they are given a department and activities are designed as per the groups, as per the departments. And each department performs a specific activity or a task. So organization structure helps in simplifying the task by distributing the activities according to groups. If you have larger number of groups, the work becomes more easier. Then comes another point, which is span of control. Span of control means how many employees a manager is going to control. Each manager is assigned with a specified task as per the size of the organization. Now, when we say size, if the organization is large, the number of departments also would be more. So, if the number of departments would be more, then the work has to be split up. The job that is assigned has to be distributed so that the completion of the work or the task becomes easy. Not only that, the managers also have to be assigned a number of people who are to work under their supervision and who can exercise a control so that the work can again be completed efficiently and effectively. So, when we talk of sufficient personnel in an organization, so the span of control becomes easy. So, if you have sufficient personnel in the organization, that means larger number of workers in an organization, the span of control becomes easy. Then comes delegation of authority. When we say the span of control is more because the organization is large, then in that particular case the authority responsibility level, the people who are going to control, they are going to control larger number of subordinates. So, that means there would be more authority levels, and in that case the top management is going to delegate the work to larger number of people. For example, if an organization have 50 members, so the delegation would be simpler, and an organization if it has got 50,000 employees, the delegation would be prepared accordingly. So, the span of control in the second case would be more as compared to the first one. So, there would be more specializations required in the second case, where the number of employees are more and employees are recruited as per different specializations. So, specialized job levels in that particular case, specialized job levels do not exist normally in a small structure organization, or we can say in a small organization where the size is comparatively small, the structure in that small organization also would be small, and the authority responsibility relationship also would be comparatively less. The delegation of authority also would be comparatively less. So, in a brief, I can say that delegation of authority is basically higher in organizations with a large number of employees, and it is comparatively less in organizations which are basically of small size. So, friends, these are the points which basically are related to the organization structure. So, in today's lecture, we looked at definitions, we looked at characteristics, and we looked at the factors influencing the organization structure. Thank you for your patient listening.